Hello, everyone, and welcome. And what we're going to discuss today is who am I now? It's a great question. So, we're going to start off with the first question. Are we suffering in silence? So, Magdalena, would you like to answer that? Are you suffering in silence?
The honest answer is I'm no more suffering in silence, and I used to suffer in silence many times in my life. And the reason why we all human beings suffer in silence is because, first of all, we feel like no one will get us. When we start talking, who will understand my challenges right now? I feel in my heart. The next reason is there is no one who listens to us at any point in our lives. No one listens to us. And we're saying this with love, not with judgment, because it requires love and care and openness of the heart to listen, to hear. I'm listening to you, not just because I have to out of obligation. I'm listening with heart open to hear what you're saying, to understand. And when we find ourselves in situation when we're not brave enough to open our mouth and share from the heart after the heart has been opened, because we are afraid that people are going to judge us. She's weak. She's crying because she's suffering. Especially men. Men are not allowed to cry, right? Who says that? Men are allowed to cry. For me personally, the biggest strength, the strongest man is the one who let his tears come out in public. And this is my personal opinion. So to answer your question, yes, we all suffer in silence. And we both sat here and made this decision that we're going to create this video to invite people to speak out.
Beautiful. I love it. So now I'm going to answer the question. Have I ever suffered in silence? Absolutely. As a child, I didn't think my mum would be interested in what I was going through. In fact, I was told at the table, oh, she's sulking again. Well,
again, is
yes,
the key. Again.
sulking again. But it was also a defense for them because I'd been abused. And instead of acknowledging their abuse, they put it on me. She's sulking again. So I wasn't even allowed to be sad about my abuse. I wasn't allowed to because it would offend them. They would start feeling guilty. So later on in life, I remember some of you may understand what it means to go through the dark night of the soul. I remember I was in Cambridge. I was divorced. I missed my two little children very, very much, but I knew I had to go through therapy to find myself, to heal myself. And at one point, I remember walking down the street with tears pouring down my face. And I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't be crying in the street. And I thought, maybe we should. Maybe it's a freedom. Because here I am as a human being and I'm showing my feelings. And if people respond to me, fine. And if they don't respond to me, fine. But I am here. I am sad. I'm not going to rush home and hide my feelings. So at that point, I actually didn't suffer in silence. And today, I thrive every single day of my life. Believe me or not, I'm happy every single day. So,
What is our invitation for people who suffer in silence?
Our invitation is to find someone, if you can find someone to talk to them about your feelings. If you can't, write down in a journal how you're feeling, because your journal will listen. You have an inner, what shall I say, your inner being that will listen to everything, that hears everything. Talk to whatever you like to call it, God, the divine. Talk to that being, because that being within you knows everything about you, understands more than you know. So that's what I would say to people. What
And
would you say?
you said it beautifully. This is not out there or there, it's here.
It's inside.
Our heart, we are convinced, our heart is the divine part in us. And it's beyond religion, beyond political views and insights. It's what makes us human beings. We all are part, precious part of the divine creation, male or female or diverse, whatever feels right to every single one. And one other thing which we would love people to invite is, nowadays technology is so well developed that when you feel a certain way, I feel sad because my children left the house, I feel lost, I feel like, who am I? Just like you asked beautifully, now, as I am no more this devoted mother, then there are beautiful ways to connect with like-minded, like-hearted people who feel the same way. Because knowing that you are not alone, you don't suffer in silence, but you share with people who get you because they feel the same way, or maybe they have overcome the suffering in silence. Then join this. It could be a Facebook group, it could be a group in person, whatever feels right to you. Yet open your heart and share from the heart without the fear of being judged. No one is going to judge you for crying. Did anyone in Cambridge approach you and said,
no,
be ashamed of crying?
No.
Just the opposite. You told me some people looked at you with compassion. And I personally would love to hear that someone approached you and said, can I give you a hug just to comfort you?
And, you know, I felt respected at that time. I felt the people who looked at me with compassion felt it's fine that she's crying. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to give her the space to feel her sadness. I don't have to hug her. I don't have to fix her. I don't have to do anything. I just look at her and walk by, because I know she can handle this. But I think it's time, Madalena, that you introduce yourself and I introduce myself, because who are we to speak like this?
Well, first of all, we are human beings, and everything what we are sharing is part of our lives. And so I'm a former medical professional, a dentist who work at my dental practice here in Germany, where I'm based now, for more than 20 years. And during all this time, I always felt that serving people as a dentist is a beautiful way to serve. However, that's not my heart calling. So at some point, I took a leap of faith and followed my heart calling. And I love walking the path with people who find themselves in a phase of their life where they are invited to start from new, to ask themselves this question, who am I? And to invite them to start writing a new vibrant chapter of their lives. And I very much love working with women who are dealing with empty nester syndrome, and with everyone who finds him or herself in this moment of transition from where we used to be to where we would love to be, even if we don't know how this new chapter of our lives is going to look like. So now it's your turn, Katarina.
Thank you. So, my name is Katarina Hanssens Carlsson, and I'm a blueprint expert. Now, what does that mean? Everybody has a blueprint of who they say they are, what they're up to in life, and where they're going. But not everybody is clear, and not everybody knows that they have part of themselves that will actually sabotage. Now, what does sabotage mean? There's a negative part of us. There's like a positive part of us, but there's also a negative part of us, which makes us sad, which is destructive. But once we know that, we can turn it around. So I help people with their life blueprint, their business blueprint, their spiritual blueprint, to find out who they truly are, their established nature, their established identity, who they are, what they really want to be up to in life, and where they're going, their vision. So I do
Yeah.
that in a 1-day consultation. So that's
And we will post under the video the way you can connect with us when your hearts guide you to connecting with us.
yes, absolutely. And
So a
yeah,
couple of final words, Katarina, from your side.
we have 2 more questions.
Yes, let's go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. So what's your biggest challenge? What's our biggest challenge? What's your biggest challenge? We'd like you to think of that question. What's my biggest challenge in life? Because
Right
when,
now,
yes,
right now. Yeah.
yeah, because
And
when,
it will help you very much to focus on one. Not sit down and write down 10. If you feel like that, go ahead and do it. Yet for me personally, when I start with one laser focus challenge, then it helps me very much to get this clarity. So the invitation is to ask yourself, what is my biggest challenge right now? Am I suffering in silence? Am I dealing with a question, who am I right now? Do I feel no one gets me? Am I sad? Am I lost? What is your biggest challenge right now? And feel free to share in the comments so that we all, and it requires courage to open up and say, I feel lost right now. And this is not a weakness, this is a strength.
absolutely, it's the beginning of a wonderful journey. When you ask yourself, well, who am I anyway? I asked myself that as a teenager. I think most teenagers ask themselves that. And I didn't relent until I found the answers. But the answers came 20 years after. But with the help of Madalena, or with my help, you can find your answers more quickly and more deeply. Why? Because Madalena now knows who she is and she's still evolving. I know who I am and I'm still evolving because life is about growth. So please name your biggest challenge in the comment bar. And even if you just write, well, my biggest challenge is that I don't know my biggest challenge.
Yes.
Even if you write that, or my biggest challenge is to even write anything in the comment bar, whatever that is, whatever that is. So please write that for us. And we're going to do another video because we have more to talk about. So where do people find you, Madalena?
I'll post my LinkedIn and my Facebook link so that people can connect with me any way they feel resonating with the message and their heart guides them to connect.
Beautiful.
And you as well, Katarina, right?
Yes, LinkedIn is the best way. I'm the only Katarina Hanssens Carlsson, but my formal name is Catherine Carlsson. I prefer Katarina. So connect with me, take 15 minutes with me, and let's talk about our biggest challenges. And
And
this has been a wonderful video. I'd love to do this again, Madalena, and I'm
absolutely.
sure there's one more question that we can talk about, and it's called Time to Fly. And that will be our next video.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for the time of everyone who watched us. We are sure you enjoyed it. You got the invitations. It's now your time to act upon them. Many blessings.